I want to stick with you, Roland, because I'm sure there are a lot of folks there in Atlanta with you who are concerned about this student debt. Now, during his campaign, President Biden promised voters student loan forgiveness, which would help close the racial wealth gap and lift millions out of debt. He could do it himself, but not only hasn't he delivered, he's punting it to Congress. Take a listen.
Ask one more question on student loans. I think you said last week that you were working on a plan to help students pay. But what about President Biden's campaign to forgive or cancel $10,000 in student debt? Pardon me. What is the message to those people who feel that he's yet to follow through on that promise?
If Congress sends him a bill, he's happy to sign it. They haven't sent him a bill on that yet.
Student loans, a huge challenge in this country. Going into midterms, lots of young folks will be voting. Roland, where do you stand on the student loan debate?
I need somebody to answer this for me. Here you got Sarah Elizabeth Warren, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and others saying that President Biden has the authority to cancel student debt. The White House is saying no. What's the actual answer? What actually is it? And if he has the authority, what the hell is the problem? What's taking so long? I need people to understand something. How much debt was canceled? How much loan forgiveness took place on the PPP loan? How much debt forgiveness have we seen in other programs in this country? It is amazing how in America we can forgive the debt of rich folks, of the top 1% of other companies, but not when it comes to students. And so I'm not just confused as to if he has the authority, why is he not using it? Now, if he doesn't, the president should come out and say, I do not have the authority. Others are saying that I do. But he hasn't done that. I kind of need him to say that. What actually is the deal? It makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense to a lot of people. And I have to say, Amar, 89% of people say they are not financially secure enough to resume payments on February 1st. That's when they have to. 1 in 5 say they don't think they will ever be financially secure enough to resume payments. This is a huge problem, Amar. I mean, what would be your advice to young people who are heading to the polls next year wanting some relief here?
Yeah, get your voice out there. You know, I was a kid who went to community college and San Diego State University, and that catapulted me to get to work at the White House and the Department of Labor, run for Congress, become a strategist for the party. And that all happened because of the great equalizing force of education and putting a world-class education within reach of our people. We were talking about cheap labor and productivity. The world's gotten more expensive, right? The cost of living around the world has increased. So that gives us, working people, young students, the chance to own the 21st century here in America by putting a world-class education within our reach. And you're right. I mean, the money that we give to debt collectors, that could be circulating in our economy when we need it most right now, when inflation's on the rise and everything costs a lot. We need to stimulate the economy. It should be going to Main Street, not to debt collectors. And if you want your voice heard, get out there and get your voice heard. I guarantee you, if there's a groundswell of people around the country speaking, Joe Biden will have what it takes to get it done. But we have to speak up and do this. And this is true for everything. Even with what happened on January 6th, you know, the biggest defining question of our time is not whether our democracy will protect us, it's whether we will protect our democracy. Whether we're going to step up and step in, get off the sidelines, get on the front lines, and fight like hell for the things we believe in, whether it's student debt or our democracy or workers' rights.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would argue they did step up. We've seen record voting from young people in this country. They elected people, so I would say it's time for the elected officials to step up and get something done and show people a return on their investment. Unfortunately, we are out of time. So Katie Fang, Roland Martin, and Amar Campanizar, glad you were finally able to. We were finally able to grab you, Amar. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, and you guys will all have to be back. Roland, take care of yourself and have fun at the Celebration Bowl.